Welcome back, everyone. I'm John Furrier, host of theCUBE with Dave Vellante, my co-host, here for 3 days of wall-to-wall coverage of MWC 2026. A lot of action. AI is coming to telecom, and we're starting to see the transformation signals as a architecture reshift is happening as they prepare, take advantage of the data, take advantage of the connectivity, and shift their business models to monetize effectively as the AI will open up and unlock new capabilities. Juho is here. He's Juho Sarvikas, CEO of Inseego. Got it right? Did I get it right?
Close enough.
Close enough. Welcome to theCUBE.
We'll take it, we'll take it. Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming on, and I love the props you got there. You got some devices. So I just wrote a piece, a research report on the hyperconvergence. A little bit, I've got a horizon, a couple of years out, but you can see the pressure with the operators moving from carriers to essentially running AI platform operation. I mean, we're starting to see the signs of AI models wanting to get to the edge. AI factories are in the big build out phase in the AI infrastructure, but a lot of people, including NVIDIA and others, think that the AI factory concept will come to the edge and sit up against all that spectrum, all that connectivity, and get those radios and that RF working beautifully with AI.
You know, our big thing really is the enterprise managed wireless edge. So when I was here a year ago, that's right when I had started as the CEO of Inseego. I think our story then was very much about enterprise wireless broadband, and we've done extremely well. I'm so proud of the team on what we've been able to accomplish over the year, but if you look at thematically, for us, we want to be the partner as the big service providers deploy at scale at enterprise. It's a huge trend. Our key focus market today is North America. In the US alone, the service provider revenues are expected to grow on a 37% CAGR between now and end of the decade. It's a fast opportunity.
So what kind of progress have you made? What kind of milestones have you hit? I know we have one of these in our studio actually outside of Boston, so thank you for that. It's working great. Ken, our production guy, loves it. But so, what steps have you taken between, we met last year at this show, and what milestones have you hit in the past?
I was extremely happy to hear that your team is a customer of ours, so that's like a great testimonial in itself. Couldn't be happier, so that has happened in a year. Look, if you look at us, we've always been a good partner for the North American carriers, but it's really been on mobile, and I really want to talk about our new mobile product here. But the massive megatrend that we're seeing and we're betting on for future growth is really FWA or 5G router for business. So what we've built over the year is a completely new platform, essentially. So one thing that the company has always stood for is the latest and greatest when it comes to cellular wireless. Right now it means 5G, soon it will mean 6G. So we make our own modules, we build our own enterprise-grade Inseego Connect OS, and we have cloud manageability. And now we have partnerships across all of the three big US carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. So our job is to be your partner as you scale into the enterprise.
We had Chris Lewis on, an analyst, doing an analyst session, and we were talking about the vertical enterprise from hospitals to any use case where you're starting to see that, I won't say private 5G, but more 5G connectivity inside premises.
Yes.
That's a key growth area for telecom. What's the latest there? What's the progress? What's the state of the art? What are people doing?
I think it's moving now from not the right word, but from niche use cases. Like think if you need mobility, you go cellular obviously, or from a backhaul use case, the mainstay. A couple of things has happened. More spectrum availability, performance has gone up, and quite frankly, I think solutions have become more accessible. Like one thing that we take great pride on is that we have SMB or micro enterprise ease of use, but then the power of a full enterprise solution. And then again, from a go-to-market standpoint of view, deploying that at scale. So I see a lot of deployments, not only in the carpeted environments, as we call them, but also like industrial verticals. Definitely the uptake of 5G is advancing, and even more so with RedCap, to be honest. Like one of the things has been a cost point as well.
So what do those solutions look like? I mean, we're moving from a world of devices to solutions. Of course, you need products to power those solutions, but you mentioned some verticals, but talk more about the solutions. What does that look like?
I'll take a concrete example. So we announced the M4000, our latest MiFi product at the show, I believe yesterday. So now we're moving from a personal connectivity device, which is what you use the hotspot for, to be a part of the managed enterprise wireless edge. We have a lot of customers from government agencies to enterprises which have more mobile work profile, and you want to have the same manageability, you want to have the same visibility as you're used to with your 5G router. And now that goes mobile with a unified platform to manage all of that. So I see really the big thing for me is that the deployments are happening at scale. And it's really the performance, it's the new spectrum analogs, which we've seen some in the US. Personally, I hope there's a lot more to come, but the market is expanding really rapidly, both from technology and from a capacity standpoint of view.
Show the products again. So one, the MiFi is the smaller one, that's the personal one, and then the other bigger box. Yeah, hold them up.
You guys see that? Hold it up. Hold that up.
Excellent. So here's our mobile solution, mobile router. This is something that we invented as Inseego. I should remember the year, I cannot. Decade plus ago. So we originated the whole notion of a hotspot.
All right, yeah, put it right back where it was. Here,
and
right
then,
we'll get a good shot on that. Okay, good.
And then moving on from there to our FWA for business or router portfolio. I'm super proud of the 4200. Now you can see here multiple Ethernet ports. I know that you guys were admiring them before we started the call here. So, so you can do as a primary or as a failover. So we have a lot of customers that manage these as a fiber comes into an Ethernet port, where a pass-through, we see if the fiber connection or cable connection goes offline, and now you can go with 5G as the failover. We're also seeing increasing demand for our 5G router to become more of a, call it SD-WAN appliance at the edge. So even more, I see more and more satellite deployments. So you might have 2 active 5G SIMs, satellite coming in, and then expecting us to make sense of how that WAN link gets managed. So this is like the start of the expansion that we announced virtually a year ago here in MWC, and feels good to be well underway.
Talk about security and managing that failover piece. How's the security posture look like for enterprises? Obviously, that's table stakes.
Yeah, correct. So we have everything that you would expect from VPN to other networks, security management solutions. We also have API integration, so you can consume us through a single pane of glass if you have a primary provider as an enterprise, or if as a service provider, you have your own management layer.
Talk about the tethering piece, because most people, I tether my phone, you start to see these devices come out. What's the difference between the enterprise use case, obviously larger scale? Talk about that difference. People can relate to like connecting to their phone when they want to use their PC.
So I don't know your IT setup, but at larger enterprises, what you typically run into is that your IT manager will want to have visibility and manageability to your connection, right? So you can apply the same template, same configuration to both these. So let's assume that you have a set of routers in your office or at home, you have a mobile device that you're carrying with you, really extending that enterprise wireless edge where there previously has been a blind spot. When you're mobile, you don't really see what's happening, right? 5G laptops haven't exactly happened at scale, so the hotspot is an excellent way, or the mobile router is an excellent way to get that visibility and manageability.
So we're kind of going from gadgets to solutions. You sort of talked about that before, and Inseego's like reinventing mobile Wi-Fi. That's kind of what you guys are all about. What are you seeing as can you just sort of summarize the requirements of customers today versus when you started, I don't know, 2009 or whenever it was when you sort of first got into this business?
It was really a matter of simple connectivity. Use cases like guest Wi-Fi. And now you're getting into enterprise grade. You're expecting basically the same manageability and functional requirements as you have in your heavy-duty enterprise router at the office. And that's something that we can provide at scale with ease of management.
Yeah, so as John was saying, you got security, manageability, you got failover. What's the pricing dynamic like for a customer?
It's very interesting. So I like to adapt to whatever works with the partner in question. So I'll give you a couple of examples that are out there in the public. So when T-Mobile for Business, or actually for that matter, any 3 of the large carriers, sell to an enterprise or a business FWA customer, they go with our router in a model where you have your monthly subscription for the service, and the router is subsidized. So the model here is very similar to what you're used to seeing in the phones, even in the consumer space where I spend a lot of time. Similar to mobile hotspot as well, but it really depends on the segment and the go-to-market motion. We do a lot of work as well in making sure that we train, we enable our partners. So for me, the job really is to be the best partner for our partners as they're scaling to capture the FWA or overall broadband opportunity at the enterprise.
So take us through the hard news at the show. What are the announcements that you have? What's hot?
Excellent. I think we covered these two products maybe already, and the mobile announcement we made, which really was reinventing the category. The other big announcement for us is a well-kept secret. So we also have Inseego Subscribe. Now, forget what we just discussed. I'll bring it back together shortly. But for now, just forget what we discussed with the manageability on the devices. So we have Inseego Subscribe, which is our BSS, it's a business support solution. So you have lifecycle subscriber management platform that the carriers can use. We effectively have everything in the platform absent a biller. So think about not only telecom expense management, but a much broader experience. We specialize in the Fed-SLED public sector, where you have a lot of purchasing contractual items that you need to be able to manage, all of that complexity, and one of the key benefits from Inseego Subscribe is that we lower the cost of acquisition. But not only that, also the lifecycle cost of managing the account by providing tools where the customers can self-serve. So let's say that you're managing a large enterprise in the US as a carrier sales rep. You can decide, you can configure the catalog, configure the rate plans, you can serve the customer, but they can also enter the portal and self-serve.
So you joke that it's a well-kept secret, because it's been in market,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. We have a partner who has been out there well over a decade. And now the new news is that we're making it more of a SaaS type of a play and expanding that to the broader audience. So that's very exciting for us.
You got a lot of experience in cellular. How you guys help the providers win? Because you now get a little bit more complex environments, enterprises, they have their bar, resilience bar, security, all those things, right. Manageability. What's the big factor for you guys with the service providers? What's the win for them?
The big win really is that simplicity. So simplicity, aligned go-to-market, and the right pricing strategy. So it's more than one thing. I think it's a unique combination of the classic 4 Ps, if you will. So because we operate at scale in hotspot, we arrive at the 5G router or FWA arena with unique scale. So people in this industry do not have the scale that we get from mobile, which gives us a massive leverage as we look at how we engineer, because it's really the same components. Yeah. Same module, similar RF, bigger box, same difference, right? You mentioned
the bundling, what's the impact to the economic impact? You mentioned bundling earlier, you guys help them with acquisition costs, what's the economic value?
Again, it really depends on the partner's go-to-market model. Like, I'm very happy to incentivize your sales team. We'll participate in the right pricing structure so that you can get to the price point where it moves volume to your customer. Again, co-marketing, all of those activities. So the mix really depends on what's the best formula for the partner in question.
And go ahead, please.
What's it been like here at MWC with the reaction?
It's been great, yeah, fantastic. Like I mentioned, our primary focus has really been North America so far, so having some international discussions, but I find it awesome that we fly to Barcelona to meet with North America-based partners.
Yeah, well, and you sell to the enterprise exclusively through the channel, correct?
Correct,
Through your service provider channel.
That's actually a great point. So the carrier is a main play, really good outlook with the MSOs. I'm sure we'll be talking about that when we meet again next year. And then also very hyped about getting the large value-added resellers engaged, which is something new that the company has not done historically.
What's on the 365-day plan when we're here next year with you guys? What should we be looking for? What should observers expect out of Inseego?
I think the first thing is that just see how fast we can run, because what you'll see is that we've been working at this really hard for over a year now. You're seeing the first wave of our market expansion, both on product and on market. So expect us to cover more verticals to your original question, with the same platform, with the same manageability and visibility. I also think that there's a lot of innovation that will happen at the enterprise wireless edge. Our point of view is that if our first disruption was to bring a very complex 5G enterprise router into something that's easy to use, yet meeting power requirements, performance requirements, and security requirements of an enterprise to a well-aligned value, with a joint go-to-market. The next revolution really will be, how do we create more value at the edge?
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of, I'll call it a single-sided SD-WAN appliance, if you will. Forget the cloud termination part. We can do so much cool stuff at the edge, making sense of these multiple WAN links and the evolution towards 6G.
As you guys bring on more partners and resellers, I'm imagining services will be a big part of it. What kind of services do you enable in the enterprise? Imagine once it's in, they're going to have connectivity options. Does that create a flywheel of service opportunity?
I see a lot of value. You know, there was this big event with everybody who's in SaaS or software, because apparently AI is coming, right? Yeah. I'm sure you guys were talking about that and watching it very closely. I've always been a huge fan of hardware because it's an excellent socket, right? So you have the socket, which means that you can attach. And today, like we discussed, we have the manageability for device and network. You could see us expanding into security for the same target segments and beyond. So I think there's a great opportunity to create even more value for our end customers and our partners.
Awesome, well, great to have you back on theCUBE, really appreciate it. What's your goal next year? What's the big focus? Put a plug in for the company.
It's really the same. My plug-in would be that, think of Inseego as you're looking at your partner for the enterprise wireless edge.
All right, great to have you on, appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
I'm John Furrier, Dave Vellante here, live coverage at MWC. We'll be back after this short break.